And here we are. Welcome back, everybody. It's Mobius Y here once again. And this is some Mass Effect 3 gameplay. I would just like to acknowledge that I have broken 700 subs. And I've been essentially recording gameplay for a year now. I got my capture card. I ordered it in late February 2014, and I got it in early March. So basically around the 2-year anniversary of release of Mass Effect 3, and I was still playing the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. This was my jam back in the day. It still kind of is. I hopped on it to play a couple games, and it was still the same stuff. You know, I found it fairly simple, but you know, the reason why I don't get upset over borderline useless randoms in World of Tanks as much as some people is because I'm way too used to it by the borderline useless randoms that you would get in a game like Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. I played Mass Effect 3 multiplayer for almost 1,800 hours on my Xbox account and about 100 hours on my PS3 account with some really cool people. I met a lot of really nice guys there that are still on my friends list. I still talk to them, we still chat. Now and then we game when I jump on the Xbox One just to take a break from tanks or just unwind on something else. And they're really cool people. I'm really glad to have them in my life to some degree, even if it's not, you know, on a personal level or anything like that. But they're just really cool people. And if I didn't play Mass Effect 3 so much, I would not have been as good friends with them as I am now. So it's super cool. And like I said, this game was my jam. I played it so much and got so good at it. You know, I was a part of the user-created group Spectre, which basically just recognized the best players across PC, PS3, and Xbox 360 in the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. And I had a lot of fun with this game, but by the time I was working on the Mobius Effect projects, which was about March 2013, April 2013, or sorry, 2014, what the hell am I saying? I'd already been getting invested with World of Tanks, and just working on the Mobius Effect montages really killed my interest in continuing to play Mass Effect 3. I thought I would do more Mass Effect 3 videos, but that didn't happen, and that's quite alright. I developed a couple ideas for videos that I could do with World of Tanks, and the first one was the Kenny Loggins Challenge, which I uploaded in early May of 2014. That's technically my first upload. It wasn't the first thing that I worked on, though. I believe I was about half done with the Mobius Effect videos by then. But, like I said, just working on those really killed my interest with playing Mass Effect 3. So, I did the Kenny Loggins Challenge. I was playing with some good buds back then. And it was all good. That's when I started getting invested with World of Tanks. And right now, my major focus with games, obviously, is World of Tanks for online multiplayer. It's just a much more kind of relaxed atmosphere from when I used to play Halo 3 or Call of Duty 4 way back in the day. And, you know, it's not as fast-paced. You can definitely get your heart pounding and your adrenaline going, but it's not as fast-paced and frustrating for the most part as those games. Yeah, I'll get pissed off and start yelling at the TV. That's when I turn off the Xbox. I've since learned from that. I do get frustrated, but World of Tanks is my thing now, and that's why I renamed the channel to World of Tanks Xbox 360 Edition with Mobius Y, because that's going to be my focus for the next little while here. I think that I can sink just as much longevity into World of Tanks as I did with Mass Effect 3. I played Mass Effect 3 multiplayer for a little over 2 years with a glitchy, buggy as fuck, and technically kind of unfinished kind of multiplayer experience like Mass Effect 3. So I'm pretty sure I can sink quite a length of time into playing World of Tanks on the Xbox, you know, for a very long time. So I'll be sticking with that for quite some time and continuing to bring World of Tanks Xbox content, because I personally just really enjoyed the game. And for those of you that enjoy the game as much as I do, I really want to do my best to help you guys get better. I'll do the best that I can. I don't consider myself a good player. When I was first playing World of Tanks, working towards my first 2 Tier 10s, which were the FV215B Heavy Tank and the E50M Medium Tank, this is essentially how I would play. Whichever tank I was playing and working on during the grind, so for example the Panther, the Carnarvon, or the E50, I would load up that tank, let's say the Carnarvon, I'd drive towards the enemy in my Carnarvon, and try to get a couple shots off and damage somebody. Get blown the fuck up in the first 3 minutes more than likely, because I was just playing like an idiot. Didn't know what I was doing. And instead of waiting for the battle to finish, I would go back to the garage and jump in one of the 10 or 15 light tanks that I had at the time, such as the T2 Light, the Leopard, the Chaffee, M3 Light, or sorry, M3 Stewart, M2 Light, M5 Stewart, any of those light tanks. I would jump in them and go Suicide Yellow Scout. I would charge into the enemy spawn, get blown the fuck up in the first minute, and then go back to the garage and pick the next light tank to do it again, until my Carnarvon was ready to play again, and then I would jump in a game with the Carnarvon. It was as simple as that. I didn't really care about the mechanics or anything like that back then because I was an idiot. Let's face it. I didn't bother learning. I didn't bother getting better. Any of that crap. I just wanted experience. I converted the XP from the light tanks to help with my grinds up the tank lines, which was a really dumb way to play. And I have since learned a lot by playing with very knowledgeable players as well as doing extensive research on my own. And while I still don't really consider myself that good of a player, I've definitely gotten better. And that's about all I can really say on that. If I can do it, any of you guys can too. It's really just a mindset. Instead of looking at it as, you know, the matchmaking is out to get me or Wargaming is out to get me, just see it as a challenge, you know? It's just the mentality that I've had for a very long time. I'm always striving to improve myself. And while I'm doing this, I just hope that I can help the rest of you and help others that are struggling improve in certain aspects of your general tanking or with your medium tanks or what have you. Half my games are in medium tanks by this point, and most of them are high tier medium tanks. So I have a lot of experience with the high-tier medium tanks, but I am by no means a really good high-tier medium tank player, in my mind anyways. There's always room for improvement. So with my journey with improving myself, I hope at the same time I can help you guys along your journey to getting better with whatever tanking, whatever aspect of tanking you're struggling with as well. So, I mean, I've only been doing this for about a year now. I broke 100 subs 3 months ago in late December. So in the last couple months, I've basically been getting 200 subs a month. That's pretty awesome considering my first 100 took a good 6 to 8 months when I wasn't really uploading too frequently. So that's really cool. And I appreciate every second of your guys' time with these videos because I half-ass them. I don't put a lot of effort into them. And that's why I greatly appreciate your guys' time spent watching them. So, in the upcoming future here, there's some projects that I've been procrastinating that I'm either going to finally finish up and touch up and get to uploading once and for all, or I'm going to start doing them. After the Easter weekend here, it is way overdue that I start my T110E5 grind. And I'll be starting with the T1 Heavy, so I'll get that underway. And hopefully those uploads can start showing up by mid-April, late April here with them touched up. So as always, thank you so much for your time, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope to see a lot of you on the battlefield. And I really hope you enjoy your evening. So this is Mobius Y signing off. Again, thanks very much for your time. We'll see you again.